This video is brought to you by Recurrent, an essential EV tool that gives free access to TFL EV viewers in the US. With Recurrent, EV shoppers can check range and battery info on used cars. EV owners can connect to compare their range and battery health to similar vehicles. And EV sellers can use Recurrent to get more money for their sales. With Recurrent, we can find, drive, and sell electric cars positively. Click on the link in the description below to get free access to Recurrent's amazing EV tools. Hey everybody, welcome to a truly insane Seoul mobility show where Hyundai has flown me down to South Korea to check out the new Hyundai Ioniq 6. I promise you it's back there somewhere, and in this video I'm going to take you around the Ioniq 6 as best as I can and show you the changes that they've made in this new vehicle. Now the front end design is going to see the biggest changes over the outgoing model years. If I get down low, you can really see what I'm talking about. The old one had these headlights that were mounted kind of high and they were somewhat circular and round. Now the new one has gone to these series of pixels along the leading edge and then has moved the actual headlight beam down low here, and that's kind of given the effect of lowering the front end, and then combined with these angular kind of gills and fins, it gives it a really low and wide look, which I think has helped the front end of the Ioniq 6. Now this car has always been a pretty polarizing design as a whole. It's one of those things you either really like or really don't, and I think this new car as a package looks a lot more dynamic and just a lot more aggressive. The old one was kind of aggressive but bubbly at the same time. They got rid of the bubbles, which I think is a really good thing. So moving on beyond that front end, of course, we see new wheel designs. This one's got kind of a funky throwing star style wheel that's got still some aero profile. You can see it's largely filled in, but then it's got these little like silver streaks in it, which look pretty cool. Now, being in Korea, we're going to notice that this car has the camera mounted side mirrors, which is likely to not come to the US as these are still not allowed on passenger cars. And as we make our way to the rear, I think that this is probably the best change in my opinion. The old car had this like duckbill, and then it had the additional spoiler above the duckbill. Well, this new Ioniq 6 has gotten rid of that funky little spoiler up there, and now we've got this really crisp, like I said, duckbill wing, which just gives it almost an old 911 style look, which I adore. So I think that the rear end is good. We also see kind of a narrower taillight with two strips of LED lights that make their way across the width of the taillight. Then you can see that Ioniq 6 logo there located behind the actual glass. And then you've got your camera systems back there, your integrated center high mounted tail light. Let's check out the trunk here. Gonna push the button. Now it's not a full hatch, it still is a conventional trunk. This has been one of the big complaints of the Ioniq 6 is the amount of trunk space. And because this is largely a refresh, I don't believe that anything has changed with the trunk space. The press release is related to the Korean market model where we're at here in Seoul. So I can't fully tell you if these changes are going to make it to the US in terms of like powertrain changes they haven't announced, storage changes they haven't announced. So it's really mostly, as I understand it from talking to the PR team, a design refresh. All right, let's go ahead and check out the inside of this Ioniq 6. Now things do look fairly similar if you are currently familiar with the Ioniq 6, for example, like the button position, the window switch layout, all that is very similar, but there are a couple of noticeable changes. First of all, they've made the climate control panel bigger. We've seen this in other Hyundai and Kia products in the past, and we still have some lines of physical buttons, which is great. So we have volume, tune knob, we've got shortcuts for home, map, search, all of that. So that's looking pretty good. And you can see we've got the shifter on the column, this really funky two-tone steering wheel with the 4 dots in the middle. It looks like we still have that dual 12.3-inch display, 2 USB-C ports down there, a couple of cup holders, near-field communication. This does come with the digital key 2 system, which is cool, so you don't need the key. Seats look very, very comfortable. I'm not going to have a chance to really see what they're like, but fairly similar to the current model. This is definitely a refresh. And then there we can see those integrated camera mirrors that we're not getting in the US spec. And exactly how that works is pretty cool. We got these lenses out here that display on those screens on the inside, but I have been told that it does kind of limit visibility in the rain and at night, which is a problem. So I'm not necessarily sure that Americans should really miss these. So I do have to confess something here. I'm sorry if the video quality is not up to usual TFL standards. I am incredibly jet lagged here at this Seoul mobility show, and I forgot my good set of mics which go with the good camera. So I'm kind of shooting on a potato. So you get to see what these cars look like as if they were from the 1980s. I'm just kidding. It's terrible. I'm dumb, but my apologies on that. All right, everybody. Now, this is something a little bit special. So earlier we were looking at a luxury trim of the Ioniq 6, but this is the new Ioniq 6 N-Line. So check out the front end there. You can see that N-Line badging. So this is not, I repeat, this is not the full-blown N with the faux shifting and the 0 to 60 in 3 seconds and the crazy suspension. This is kind of the sporty appearance package that Hyundai offers on several other products. But basically, the front end has added some gills and some angles, and I think that this is the one to get. This is a really attractive looking car, especially in this rich red, which is actually a two-tone finish. So if we come over here to the door, you can see this dark red with that black lower, and it's just such an attractive looking car. It's basically fully de-chromed, so you might notice on the front end there, the Hyundai badge is black, right? It's all dark, pretty cool. And then let's go ahead and squeeze past about 180 people, and I'll try to show you the rear end. So some changes compared to the car we were just looking at. First of all, the actual the trunk applique is totally different. So we have a flat panel here with those little illuminated pixels across the car, which gives it a different look. And this is all piano black, which I am a little worried, how is that going to hold up in the long term? But when it's clean and shiny, boy, does it look darn good. Hopefully someone doesn't reverse into me. Someone just put the car in reverse. That was alarming. But you can kind of see a lot of stuff going on here. This is a faux vent here, but as a whole, I think that this is a much more attractive looking car than the outgoing generation. I thought that the last one, and a lot of people agreed with this, was a little strange, a little weird. This car is much more cohesive in its design, and especially this N-Line looks pretty rad. All right, so checking out the interior of the Ioniq 6 N-Line. So a couple of things that I'm noticing that are different than the standard Ioniq 6. First of all, steering wheel, different design. We also have the drive mode button here in this bright red finish, which I think looks really cool. And then I do believe these are regen paddles. Someone drop me a comment below if the N-Line is going to get the faux shifting of the full-blown Ioniq 6N. Once again, that detail is not fully known, at least, you know, for the US market cars. Now, if we look at the seats also, we got this black finish with the red stitching, which I think looks really, really cool. And then, of course, the center console is going to be pretty much the same. I do like the red ambient lighting in this. And then, of course, you got the center-mounted window switches. You got your heated seats, your ventilated seats down there in the middle, a little bit of storage there, and then a big flow-through cockpit there if you want some additional storage. And then, of course, there's your fully digital instrument cluster. This is a dual motor car. You can see the torque distribution there in the center, and then this particular one does not have the sunroof. So one of the challenges with the Ioniq 6 has always been rear seat headroom. Because of this kind of streamliner design language, it's always been a little tight back here, and that is going to continue to be the case on this new model year. Now, I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm fairly tall, and my head is definitely jammed into the roof there. One advantage of this back seat, though, is lots of leg room, so that's important, that's great. And then it is a fully flat floor, which is really, really good, and it is a proper 5-seater, but rear seat headroom does appear to still be an issue. This car is well equipped back here, though, with air vents, heated rear seats, and USB-C charging back here. Now, I've been told that this Ioniq 6 update, at least for here in Korea, is pretty much limited to just the visual changes that we talked about in this video. So if that applies to the US cars as well, expect to have ranges up to 342 miles, expect to have a single motor or dual motor options up to 320 horsepower. I am very curious to see if that N-Line gets a bump in power. I think that would be very much needed and very, very cool. Now, pricing for the current Ioniq 6 in the US starts about 40 grand, goes up to, you know, mid 50s. And they did address the tariffs here. The CEO came on board on the, on the stage, and said that at this time they are not planning to increase prices in the US based on tariffs. I'll let you know if that changes for sure. You got to stay tuned to alltfl.com. Well, folks, that's all I got for you today from the Seoul Mobility Show surrounding the new Hyundai Ioniq 6. Now, I expect there to be a US debut here shortly, where we're going to learn a lot more facts about the US version, and at that point I'll have a much more in-depth video kind of going over what we're to be expecting in the US cars. But that's just a first look at what's going on here with this new Ioniq 6. Pretty exciting, and a big thank you to Hyundai for allowing me to come out here to South Korea to get our first look at this Ioniq 6. I think it's a big visual improvement especially. I think that they've both toned it down and turned it up at the same time, which is pretty hard to do. And I really like this end line. I can't wait for the full-blown end. Now, of course, it's still going to be a few months out for its debut at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, which I believe is happening in July of this year. You can drop a comment below, and I'm sorry if this was not my greatest presentation. I am incredibly jet lagged today, but hopefully you learned a little bit. Guys, as always, it's been Tommy with TFL Car. Head over to alltfl.com where I got more videos for you coming soon.